Hello everyone and welcome to the Kiki London YouTube channel. My name's Amanda and in today's video we're going to be working on my own nails and I'm going to be doing a build gel overlay using the Kiki London Easy Build Up Gel. Now to start off with, I have already prepped all of my nails off camera. I do have a prep video, so I will leave that linked in the description box below, but my prep is exactly the same whether I'm working with gel polish or the builder gel. And that dedicated prep video goes into detail about how I prep. Right now though, I'm just going to come in with one of the Kiki London alcohol pads and just wipe over my nails thoroughly with this to dehydrate the nail plate. Then I'm going to take the Kiki London primer. This is what aids and helps your products to stick and adhere to the nail plate, so it's a very important step. Now a little bit of this does go a long way, so as you can see I'm just making sure it covers the entire nail plate, getting right up close to that cuticle, but you do want to avoid getting any products on the skin or cuticles. This does air dry, and then once that has dried, it only takes a few seconds, we're going to come in with our rubber base coat. And I just wanted to show you guys here on the back of the Kiki London products, they do have directions on how to use them as well as the ingredients listed. I know there's been lots of talk in the news about allergies, so be rest assured that all the ingredients, if they're not on the actual bottle of the product, then they are listed on the website under each individual product. If you go along the side, there's little tabs and there'll be one that says ingredients. So you can be rest assured that you know what is in your Kiki London gel polishes, and also be rest assured they are top quality. If you would like further information on this, do head on over to our Instagram page. We have a post that's highlighting everything that you would need to know. Now I'm going to come in and apply RB07, which is this beautiful peach colour that has a really pretty shimmer to it. And what I've been really loving doing lately, if you have watched the recent Easy Build Up Gel videos, is pairing up different colours from the rubber colour bases with the Easy Build Up Gels, because it does change the colour of them slightly, which is really fun because it makes your Easy Build Up Gels even more versatile and effectively kind of gives you new effects to the shades. So this one has a shimmer in it. So what I'm going to actually do is apply 2 thin coats of this, just because I want that shimmer to come through on the underneath, the Easy Build Up Gel. So you will see that a bit further along. But let's talk application of the rubber colour base. I like to really scrub this in to my prepped nail plate. So you can see there, I kind of take my brush slightly back from the cuticle, scrub it into the nail plate, and then push it up towards that cuticle area. I do like to apply my base coat fairly thin. The rubber colour bases are slightly thicker consistency to a regular base coat, but they self-level absolutely beautifully, so they don't add any thickness or bulk to the nail. But here, because I knew I wanted to do 2 coats, just because I want that shimmer to come through, I kept the coats super thin. Now of course, using 2 coats of base coat isn't necessary. I'm only doing it here for colour purposes. If you're just doing a regular builder gel overlay, 1 thin coat of base coat is sufficient. I really love the rubber colour bases and the rubber clear base as well, because they are absolutely brilliant for weak or brittle nails. A good few years ago, I was on a medication that affected my nails and left them quite thin and brittle, and I have found that the rubber based system in general has worked wonders for them. It just really adds that extra layer of strength to the natural nail plate. And then we're going to pop that in to cure for 30 seconds. Then we're going to move on to applying our Easy Build Up Gel. And before we get into the application, I just wanted to point out that if you look under the ingredients, the Kiki London Builder Gel is actually HEMA free, which is obviously brilliant if you are allergic to HEMA. It's one of the sort of top allergies in nail products. Now, a lot of the Kiki London products actually do only contain a small amount of HEMA anyway, but the Easy Build Up range is completely HEMA free. And another great thing is that coming around mid-May, I believe it is, there is going to be a new launch from Kiki London, which is going to be launching their new HEMA free range. And that is also going to include a base and top coat as well as coloured gel polishes. So if you are looking for a HEMA free range, then do keep your eyes out on that. If you don't already follow us on Instagram, I would highly recommend giving the Instagram page a follow. I do believe I always leave it linked in the description box below, but that is where all of the new launches are first announced. So it's a great place to be ahead of any news of anything new that is coming. But I just wanted to let you guys know, because I know we get questions all the time of when is a HEMA free range coming, or is a HEMA free range coming. So be rest assured that around mid-May it will be out, which is super excited, and I can't wait to share it with you all. So for today's video though, I'm going to be applying the Easy Build Up Gel as an overlay on my natural short nails. So as you can see, I did already file these when I was doing my prep. So when it comes to applying my builder gel, I am going to follow the shape of my natural nails. Whilst I was talking, I have done one nail, so I'm going to pop this into Cure, and then we'll move on to doing the rest of them. Personal preference, when I'm doing my own nails on camera, I like to cure one nail at a time, but of course how you do your application is down to you when it comes to curing. If doing an overlay, you probably wouldn't need to necessarily cure each nail individually, but I like to do it just because I'm filming and I'm having to play around with the camera and check lighting at times and check that I'm in shot. So by curing one nail at a time, I just don't have to risk smudging. Now again, let's start talking application. I really love the Easy Build Up range because it has a medium viscosity, so it's really easy to work with, whether you are doing an overlay with it, whether you are extending with tips, or whether you are sculpting. Medium viscosity means it's not too runny, so that it's going to be running and flooding the cuticles, but it's also not too thick that it's too hard to maneuver. Now for an overlay, what I like to do is coming straight over the top of my cured base coat, I will apply a thin slip layer to the entire nail. So this is just a really thin coat, and I'm making sure that I'm working it into that tacky layer that's left on the base coat. I'm trying my best to get nice and close to the cuticle, and also trying my best to get a nice neat sidewall. Now with my slip layer, that's where I am focusing on getting as close to that cuticle as possible. Then what I'm going to do is pick up a small ball of gel on my brush and move it to the very tip of my brush. And then I'm going to start walking this down. So what the slip layer is going to do, is going to pull that builder ball of gel off your brush. And then you're able to just work it from side to side down the nail. And as you can see, it's effortless. Then what I might come in and do is I'm just checking the nail from all angles. Here I felt as though I need to get a little closer to that cuticle area, and it did feel a little bit uneven on one side, so I'm just moving that gel to where I need it to go. Now I have sped the video up, so it does look as though I'm working quite fast with the product, but you actually want to work nice and slowly with it so that you're not rushing it. You're kind of just guiding it where it needs to go. If you work too quickly with it, you can tend to put in air bubbles. So again, we're going to do the same again, a slip layer, getting this as close to that cuticle area and sidewalls as possible. If you do accidentally touch the skin or cuticles, just come in. My preference is usually to come in with an angled nail art brush and a little bit of alcohol, and then you are able to just wipe off the gel that's touched the skin or cuticles with that alcohol. And you want to make sure you do this before curing. You would have seen on one of the previous nails, I actually used one of the little orange wood sticks that come in the Kiki London toolkit. If you don't fancy using an old nail art brush, or say you don't have an old nail art brush, these are great because they are disposable as well. I do also like to just hold my hand upside down for a few seconds as well. This just speeds up the self-leveling process before popping them into cure. So as you can see, it's really super simple to do a Easy Build Up overlay. This didn't take me any time at all. Now you could come straight in at this point with a coloured gel polish if you didn't want to do any nail art, or if you were just wanting to come in with a colour coat. So for example, if you're using the Easy Build Up gel just for that extra layer of strength. Personally, for today, I wanted to do a little bit of nail art, but I wanted to keep that nude sparkly base that we had created. Because I'd used the rubber colour base, we can still see a little bit of that sparkle. So I want to keep that. So instead of coming in with my gel polish, I'm actually going to do just a little bit of filing just to refine the shape. Again, you could do this before coming in with your colour coat. A lot of the time, if I'm coming in with a colour coat, I will just come straight in with a colour coat because, you know, for speed. But personally, I do also like to come in and file my shape a little bit more as well, because I do like a nice crisp shape. Again, this does come down to personal preference of yours and your clients. It is also going to depend on how you've applied your Easy Build Up Gel as well. If your application has gone nice and neat, you might find that you don't need to do any filing or buffing. Now, to buff, I always like to come over first of all with the 100 grit side. I made the mistake here and I started with the 180 grit side, so you will just see that I flipped my buff around. But I do just find that coming over with a buffer, it takes a few seconds. Like, it really did probably add on about a minute to do all 5 of my nails. But I find it really refines the application, especially around the cuticle area, around the side walls. And just for the amount of time it takes, I feel as though it really takes the look of a manicure to the next level. So it is always my personal preference to file or buff, but it isn't a necessary step. You can come straight on top with your nail art or your gel colour. So all I did though before filing or buffing is remove the tacky inhibition layer that the Easy Build Up Gel leaves behind with an alcohol wipe, and then I come in, I only filed the shape. I didn't need to file the surface of the nail because we're only doing an overlay. Filing would take off too much product. So I just filed the tip of the nail just to get that sharp shape, and then we're just buffing over them, which doesn't really remove much product. It more just refines any unevenness. Then I'm going to take the cutest Kiki London dusty brush and give the nails a good dust just to remove all of that dust. And then to be really sure that I've cleaned them up, I'm going to take another one of these alcohol wipes and just remove any remaining dust that might be on the surface of the nail. And it's a little bit hard to see here, but you could actually still see the sparkly shimmer from that rubber base coat through the Easy Build Up Gel, and I really loved it. It's nice and subtle because obviously the Easy Build Up Gel does have colour to it, but it's a really pretty sparkle, which is exactly what I was going for in this design. So if you haven't tried that one under an Easy Build Up Gel, I definitely would recommend giving it a go. Now I do want to come in with a little bit of layered nail art. So we've got the nice sparkly base, then I've taken my foil gel and my ombre brush, and I'm just roughly popping on some foil gel. And the reason I did this with the ombre brush is because where you've got a multitude of bristles there, you're able to create this rough effect. And then I'm going to pop the foil gel in to cure for 30 seconds. It's a little bit hard to see where I've actually applied it, and a little bit does only go a long way. And then I'm going to take my absolute favourite Kiki London foils. These are probably the ones I reach for, the absolute must, as I really love the rose gold and the gold tones that are in this particular foil box. So this is the classic metallic foils. And I'm going to press this down really lightly on the cured foil gel. I don't want to cover up too much of the nail, but so that's why just pressing it down where I've applied that foil gel. And as you can see, it's showed the rough effect that we created by applying our foil gel with the ombre brush. I really love this kind of look. Then I'm going to take my old, if this is an old round nail art brush, it's just, I've got a newer one from Kiki London, so I saved this one for all of my cleanup, because where I've used it for alcohol and acetone, it has dried out the bristles a little bit. But I just took a little bit of alcohol and removed any foils where they were going a bit too close to the cuticle area. And then I'm going to come over the top and just stamp on a really simple, I'm going to say a daisy, but we're just going to stamp on a simple daisy over that foil. I just showed you guys one nail on camera because I did exactly the same on all 4 nails. And again, this was a really, really simple step, but I just felt as though it was really worthwhile doing because it just jazzed up the manicure in such a fun way. This is one of the ways I really love using the classic metallic foils, is underneath stamping. Next, we're going to come in with the No Wipe rubber top coat and top coat. So the reason I've used the rubber top coat here is this set for me was all about adding a little bit of strength to my nails. I had to take them back to being quite short recently as I'd broke a couple. So I wanted to just replenish them basically and give them a time to grow a little bit longer. So where we've got the rubber colour base, that's going to be strengthening from our base layer, and then we've got our builder gel overlay, which is kind of going to be protecting them from general wear and tear. I'm quite hard on my nails, so I love having a builder gel overlay on. And then the rubber top coat just reinforces that. It works brilliantly with the rubber base coat and the Easy Build Up Gel for anyone who is looking to strengthen their nails. I also love this top coat for sealing in any kind of nail art. It doesn't chip, it doesn't, know, your nail art's not going to peel off or separate. It's top notch for coming in over, whether it be water decals, stamping, foils, anything that you have to apply on the surface of the nail. I will always rub a top coat. So this is just a brilliant top coat. So it is slightly thicker than your regular top coat, but again, it's not going to add any bulkiness to the nail. You can see just side shot there, my nails are still, they're not bulky, especially for the length that they are. And then we're going to pop this in to cure for 60 seconds, as the rubber top coat does require a 60-second cure. And how shiny is it? I absolutely love it. I love that you can see the shimmers from the base coat, and then you've got the metallic foils and the stamping. I thought it looked super cute and kind of like a nude spring design. Next up is one of my favorite steps, and that is applying the cuticle oil. So here I'm using the Sweet Peach cuticle oil, and I'm just going to really nourish and replenish all that dry skin and cuticle area. My cuticles were really in need of this because I'd done a soak off and then they were just quite dry from acetone anyway, and then all the prep and everything. So I absolutely love this step, and I love the smell of this cuticle oil as well. And then that, guys, is the finished result. So let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. If there's anything in particular you would like to see in next week's video, do pop that below as well, and I'll be happy to get back to you. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, I would absolutely love it if you hit that subscription button. Thank you all so much for watching. Lots of love. Bye-bye.